Well, it's a brand new beginning for the money-making monster that is the Kiss franchise. The corporeal version has ended, and now we have Kiss avatars. Well, we're entering a new epoch for the theatre that is Kiss. Let's discuss that first of all, but stick around into the end where I'll look at least 5 songs that will lend themselves beautifully to this virtual Kiss experience. Kiss are embracing their alter egos, albeit in virtual form. Not too dissimilar from the ABBA project that was unveiled not so long ago. We're going to get virtual flying around, virtual bombs, virtual blood spitting, and if we're lucky, maybe a bit of virtual lip syncing. Some detractors of this project say it's a natural progression from a band that was never really a band to begin with. A band that was more kind of a theatrical project. I don't agree with that assessment of Kiss, quite frankly. Those of you who follow this channel know that I am in fact a big Kiss fan. But it's an opportunity to celebrate the visuals associated with this band. And why not? The visuals have always been a stroke of genius as far as I'm concerned. This band are just one big marketing opportunity. And if we buy into the circus that is Kiss, I think we're in for a treat. Paul Stanley, ever the PR man for this band, says this band is bigger than just the 4 of us, the 4 members. It's a band that belongs to the fans, except when the fans start making uncomfortable requests, like seeing Ace back in the fold and a reunion for the final show, then perhaps not so much. And of course another issue is it's interesting that in what we've seen so far in terms of these avatars is they use the likeness of Tommy Thayer and Eric Singer, and why not, I suppose, anything to legitimise the final version of this band. It seems the very identity of Kiss, even in this fantasy realm, has become a bit of a thorny issue. So it all unfolded at the final show at Madison Square Gardens. Well, it ended in its corporeal form, shall we say. Again, there were some of us that are a little bit sceptical even about that. It was announced, of course, at the end of the encore, which was Rock and Roll All Night, Party Every Day, that the Kiss will live on as avatars. With Paul Stanley announcing that Kiss Army, your love, your power has made us immortal. The new Kiss era starts now. Oh yeah. And of course this appeared on screen as the band performed God Gave Rock and Roll to You, which of course was a cover of the Argent song. These avatars were created in partnership with Swedish entertainment company Pop House Entertainment Group. Of course they were the same people behind the ABBA experience. And it's a company created by the George Lucas founded Industrial Light and Magic. I'm always tempted to say may the farce be with you. I know I'm being a bit negative, but that's part of my persona, I think. I think this will be a visually stunning experience. It really will be. And for a comic book band, why not transform themselves into animated cartoons of themselves? And they could also bring that wonderful Destroyer artwork to life. The band, of course, have weighed in on this. Gene Simmons said, "We can be forever young and forever iconic by taking us to places we've never dreamed of. The technology is going to make Paul jump higher than he's ever done before." Fair old bluster there from Gene Simmons. I suppose the question most of us fans are asking is it going to give Paul his voice back? Stanley, of course, he's weighed in as well. "What we've accomplished has been amazing, but it's not enough. The band deserves to live on because the band is bigger than we are." This sounds like a lot of horseshit, really. It's just the continuation of a franchise, and the continuation of a franchise in a live forum. Well, almost live. But then this band have been almost live for quite a while now. But why should we care? This is very much the state of rock and roll these days. Artists miming, using backing tracks. It's all just a kind of nostalgia-fueled pantomime, funded, of course, by those looking for the next hashtag or TikTok moment. Oh, you cynical old bastard. We've got to ask ourselves, as well, founding members Ace Frehley or Peter Criss be involved with this in any way? I very much doubt it. Be interested to hear these guys weigh in on this. I'd love to know what their opinion of it is. And will Paul Stanley continue to engage the crowd like some messianic preacher? calling out the city names as they play 2 or 3 cities at the same time, I suspect. Pop House has commented after being prodded by Pitchfork, rather than a pitchfork. Grady Coffer, or Kofer, not sure how you pronounce his name, visual effects supervisor at ILM, has said, "This is the sneak peek as the band Kiss crosses over from the physical world to the digital. We want to give fans a sense of the many forms that this band could take in the future." The effect, of course, would be 3-dimensional and much larger than life, pun intended, I suspect. And it combines LED projections, lasers, heavy metal smoke, pyrotechnics, and the avatars can be tweaked in real time. No details have actually emerged in terms of what the plans are for these avatars, but Pop House have said we're going to figure it out after the tour finishes. Pop House CEO Per Sundren said it is a Kiss concert in the future. It is a rock opera. It is a musical, a story, an adventure. And the songs that I think that would lend themselves brilliantly to this project are the ones that have that visual potential. I'm personally a big fan of the Simmons sung numbers. I think they would be visually stunning, quite frankly. Think about God of Thunder, for example. I know that's been in the show ad infinitum, but nevertheless, think of the possibilities for a virtual Gene Simmons in that particular forum singing that song, with backdrops and demonic shenanigans as he flies around tongue waggling and blood spitting. I mean, God of Thunder will give Gene's avatar the opportunity to accentuate what he does on stage to stunning effect, I think. And War Machine is another song that they've been playing along with on this current tour. Think about the visual possibilities for that. All that fire and explosions and chaos, really, and against the wonderful backdrop of the original Destroyer art, that destroyed city. Wouldn't that be wonderful? And think about how they could use this virtual technology not only to accentuate the demon personality, but unfold the narrative of each song. I would give Plaster Caster a miss, though. And Paul Stanley as well, Hotter Than Hell, Firehouse, and particularly those songs that lend themselves to the cartoonish world that Kiss inhabited in the 70s. King of the Nighttime World, Detroit Rock City. Maybe All American Man, Love Gun, The Oath. And if they had an ace avatar, I think what they could do was Shock Me, 2000 Man, and Rocket Ride. But cynicism aside, will it be any good? I think I see it for what it is, really. It's a continuation of the franchise beyond the limitations of its ageing members. Given the allusion I made to Plaster Caster, I use the term ageing members advisedly here. Or as Arthur Daly might say, this will turn out to be a right old earner. But will it be any good? Of course it will. This is Kiss we're talking about. If there's one thing they do well, it's theatrics. They know how to visually market themselves. I think it'd be absolutely stunning. Won't be cheap though. I wonder if the virtual concert can be paid for with virtual money. I very much doubt it. But I know it'll be a wonderful show, and I would probably take my son to it as he's kind of getting into Kiss. Anything that distracts him from BTS is a positive. So I can say to him, hey look, here are some real rock and roll stars. So there you are. I thought as this topic was trending, I thought I'd weigh in on this. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this video, please consider sharing it. Do click like, subscribe, and check that notification bell. It makes all the difference to the YouTube algorithm. So I will leave you with my closing catchphrase, which is, as you know, hope you're well, staying safe, wrapping up warm for December, getting ready for Christmas, and most of all, of course, that you keep listening.